Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Barbosa. It is day 6 on this island, my pirate themed island that I'm building in 14 days. Today we are going to be continuing building, of course, but I also wanted to throw in a little bit of island planning and possibly some island layout, organizing, planning, everything in between. So that's the plan for today. Yesterday I was kind of losing my voice towards the end of that video, and I did still need to add in a few other details to the area I was working on. So I added some rocks and trees. I did finish the decking as well. I also put in the bridge in that area that I was working on, so that is going to be there, and I'm thinking of doing something really cool that's right in front of that bridge. But I'm really happy with how that area turned out. I think it's going to be a really cute transition. And as you can probably tell behind me, I have made some updates to this area that we were also working on yesterday. We were building out the exterior, or I guess the perimeter of resident services. It may look a little bit different from yesterday because I realized Agnes's house I didn't like it. I was looking at it more and it just did not feel right in this area. I think it was just closing off the area a little bit too much, so I did work on placing this miniature building right here. It's still a work in progress, but I think I like it a lot more than what I was going to do. Yeah, I just changed up this area, added in these simple panels. I added in this little puppy plushie here because I just associate dogs with pirates, probably because of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney and the dog scene with the pirates in the jail. But yeah, I just wanted to throw in that puppy plushie. I think he's so cute. And as you can see, we do still need to finish off this little area, but I'm liking this kind of faux building decor a lot better than actual villager houses. And I also kind of figured out the rest of this building right here. I really love the pillar up there and the two windows and the castle gate. I think it's just framed very nicely. I just love the way that building turned out. And I also decided to add in this wall here to kind of block off resident services. And I guess it's just like the little perimeter of this part of the town. And when you enter through here, you can probably tell that this area compared to yesterday is just a little bit more lush, and that's because a lot more things have grown in. I added in some more palm trees and things. I also put in this cannon up here. I think that's going to be a recurring theme around the town part of this island because it's just so cute to me. But yeah, I love the sandy kind of vibe of everything over here. And then here is the finished bridge put in. What I wanted to do in front of this bridge was probably put in a clock tower or a bell tower. I'm thinking a bell tower might be a little easier for me to achieve because we do have the nuptial bell item in game, and I've seen people do a bell tower before, so I can probably reference their builds as inspiration. And here is the finished dock. I did add in some water, as you can see on the sides of it. I think it's so cool. And I just love that little detail on the sides. I'm just having so much fun with this island. I also added in some lampposts, of course, along the dock, and out here is just going to be a view of the ocean, or I might throw in another, I think, lighthouse. We'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, this is like this whole transition area. And then down here is another pretty big change from yesterday. I have changed up the buildings ever so slightly, as well as the pathing. I did decide not to put a villager house back here again. Same kind of thing as over there behind the plaza. It just felt a little bit cramped. I actually did try moving Agnes's house over here. I just didn't like it. So what we're going to do instead is actually put in an incline right here, and it's going to lead up onto a land bridge. So I did put in a bunch of other plants and trees back there. I think this is just going to be a really cool backdrop as you walk across the bridge. So I just love how this is turning out. Also right here, we're going to do another building, and here's how this building has turned out on the right side. I think it's very cute. Definitely fits the pirate theme that I'm going for. Yeah, and then I put a candle on top of this barrel. Just a few little details, not too much. Sometimes once I finish recording, I kind of add in a few more things. I just also enjoy playing off screen get away from my desk for a bit. I just love playing so much. I want to keep doing it all day, but I unfortunately can't sit at my desk all day in order to record. You may notice, or some of you may notice, that there's a change in my audio. I just realized for the past 4 days that my microphone setting was set to like, I don't know, it just wasn't my normal setting. So if you watch my videos with headphones at all, you may have noticed that my voice is only coming out of one ear, or at least I think it is. When I was looking back at the recording and editing, I noticed that was occurring and I couldn't figure out why, but I realized it was because of the dial on my microphone. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm sorry you had to go for 4 or 5 days with that audio, but I think I fixed everything. I spent like a whole few hours just trying to figure out my audio. So yeah, anyways, long story short, audio is hopefully fixed. I do apologize for that. But yeah, that is pretty much all of the updates that I did. Oh wait, no, I actually have one more update that I wanted to share. Over here, I think I figured out exactly what I wanted to do. I wasn't planning on making a neighborhood on this island. I was actually planning on spreading out the houses throughout different parts of the island. But when I was coming up with the idea to do a land bridge over here, I did have to figure out what I was going to put on this second level cliff. And that's when I decided to actually make a mini cul-de-sac of houses up here on the second cliff. So all of these houses, as you can see, will be actually on the second level of terraforming. I just have to build out that cliff first. This is going to be an incline downwards into an extension of that neighborhood, and I'll have 3 more houses. So I actually think that's going to work out perfectly. Let me put away that ladder. I think that's going to work out perfectly because that's just less villager houses for me to have to find a place for as we build out this island, which is super helpful because, as I said before, most of this island is going to be water, and we can't have the villager houses just sitting in the middle of the ocean, so they need to go somewhere. And I think this is going to be a good solution. I think it's going to be really cute. I haven't decided if I want to work on this today or if I want to work on the other land bridge that I kind of half started. I do have to finish these faux buildings, so maybe I'll finish that if I decide to work on this land bridge over here. But you know what? These houses are actually in the way. And I also have that terraforming back there that needs to be taken down. So I think it's actually pretty clear that I should work on the villager neighborhood for today. And that's okay because I did want to finish off this side of the island, and I think that's going to be a really good solution for that. So with that island planning out of the way, I did come up with an idea to add a few more little details to this area. It just feels a little bit bare to me right now. So I grabbed a few items from my storage shed. Starting off, I did want to align this bridge with some log stakes, or I guess not the bridge, but like this fake bridge that I made across the water. I think it'd be really cute looking. So something like this. So it's just gonna align the edges and kind of frame it off a bit. I already like it a lot. That looks so good. And it just, I don't know, it just adds to the whole pirate adventure feeling to me when I use all these log stakes and just the more natural looking items like the tiki torches or like firewood and stuff. Oh, it's so cute, and it kind of keeps you from walking on the water. It keeps the illusion alive a bit. I love that. I love the cute little bridge. And speaking of tiki torches, I did craft 2 of these. I thought they would look really cute framing this bridge right here. Okay, I think I really like that, but I think we need a little bit more fire in the area. I don't know, it's a pirate island. I think fire just makes sense. Maybe someone came over here, sat down, and made their own fire to cozy up next to. Another thing I think would look really good next to the fire are probably those bottles that look like, I forget the name of them, but they look like beer bottles basically. And I just think that's an item I really need for this island, just to scatter them around town and stuff, because pirates, rum, it just makes sense. And then I think this would be a really cute spot to put some kind of shell, so I'm gonna drop this right there. How cute! It's just the little details, you guys, that make it come to life. And speaking of, I think I might want to put in something here. Let's just do the message in a bottle code. I've been really enjoying using that code around this island. But I do think I'm going to leave it here for now until I get some more items like leaf piles or those bottles like I mentioned. Now I think I want to work on the bell tower. And I think I want to use those 2 simple panel window codes that I was using for my fake buildings over here as well. They just, I don't know, they look so good. These ones are by Crossing, I believe. They just look amazing. I love them so much. Now this is going to take some creativity. I didn't really plan out how I was going to build this bell tower. All I know is I was going to make it a 2-tiered building. So you know what? I actually might get some more simple panels and make them customized to look like doors. Put them right here, and then the top layer is going to have the bell. Okay, I have no idea how far out this is going to have to go. I should probably get out the nuptial bell first so I get a better idea of how big this is going to have to be. Okay, so I grabbed the bell item. Oh wait, I probably have to make this cliff even bigger than what I thought because the bell item is, I think, 2 by 2 squares wide, and I do want to place a castle gate in front of it so it looks like an actual building, which also makes me think I need to extend it out a bit to the left and to the right so I can fit more building type things on it. Okay, let's just start with this square. Let's place down the nuptial bell right there, and then a castle gate. I do need to actually, I don't think I want it to be the sandy version. I will need to customize that to be something different, so we may need to pay a visit to Harv's Island. Oh, but there's the bell. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. I was a little nervous of how it would turn out. It's only 2 items so far, but I haven't done this kind of building before, so I was a little hesitant on how that would look. I did see some inspo on Pinterest, and they decided to put another castle gate here, and then they put 2 pillars that kind of go next to the castle gate, and I thought that looked really good. Oh, I should probably do it on this side, otherwise I'm going to trap myself in here. So they put one here, and then another one right here. Okay, I think that could actually look pretty cool. Of course, as I said, I do need to customize everything so it looks a little bit more cohesive, but I think I might push out the decorative pillars just a little bit to the sides, and then in here are going to be 2 wooden doors, so it looks like you can actually enter this building. I guess it kind of looks like a church in a way, which I don't mind. I think that could also fit this theme, possibly. But yeah, something like that. And I just don't know if the bell is a little bit too hidden or not. No, I think that's good. I actually think that's perfect for the bell. But to finish off that building, I think I'm going to put in some medieval building sides. And I am liking the more rusted version of the castle wall, so I think I'm going to customize this one to match. So this is gonna come with me to Harv's Island. But now I know I also need to order 2 brown simple panels, 2 medieval building sides, and then I just need to customize this castle wall that I have in my pocket. But it's a good thing I am going. I actually needed to go there anyways. I have a few more items that I need to get customized there, such as another light post. I think I wanted to put in a second one somewhere down here. Or should I just leave it at 1? I actually might leave it at 1 for now, but I still probably will customize it for future use. Okay, I am back from Harv's Island, and I did customize all the things I needed to. I'm going to have to time travel one day in order to get my other simple panels and things, but for now we have the castle gate, and I also have the medieval building sides, so one goes there, and the other one goes here. And I'm just gonna put the gate back in here. And there we go. It looks like we have a bell tower. You know, I think it works. I think it's gonna look a little bit better once I have those doors underneath the arch. But I think that's kind of cute. Just a little detail to add to this bridge. I think I might line this side with some storefronts once I get them. Also, I just realized I did not put any tiles down underneath these buildings. Okay, I need to fix that really quick. Okay, that is much better. Also, I guess I do have to put in one more castle gate or something behind here. I was hoping I'd be able to just tear down this back cliff, but if I want it to look like a closed off building, I think I do need to put in one more castle gate, which that also means I need to go back to Harv's Island and craft another one, or customize another one I mean, which it's not the end of the world right now. I will just go back and fix that at a different time. But for now, we have finished the bell tower. That was actually much quicker than I thought it would be, or at least half finished. Just pretend there's some doors until I time travel to the next day. Okay, next up, I do need to actually finish off that cliff over there. Again, I'm probably just going to surround it with some storefronts, which I actually have some lighter, or I have at least one lighter version of the storefront. Let me see what it would look like in this area, or if I want to go for like a darker look. Okay, if we place that there, push it forward. Excuse me, Agnes, this is like a one-way walkway that I've created, unfortunately, because I've surrounded everything else with plants and items. Okay, yes, I do think I like the storefront there. It kind of blends in because it's behind the palm tree, so that's actually really great. I like it right there. And I think I'm gonna go for the same storefront on the other side of the build, but now I kind of wanted to get a head start on this neighborhood area, also because it will move a lot of the villager houses out of the way and I'm able to build more on the actual island. So in order to get started on that, we are going to need to figure out what I want to do with this little bridge here, which also means we're going to need to pull out our island designer and start some terraforming. So the bridge is going to go all the way up to here, and I think I'll be putting in some castle walls to go on the edge of the bridge and close you in. I'm basically recreating a build that I did on one of my past islands. It was actually my Halloween island called Wednesday. I made this little bridge or land bridge that led into resident services, and that was honestly one of my favorite transitions on that island. It just felt very nicely built and tucked in. So I'm hoping to achieve the same kind of effect with this right here. So that's why I'm going to line this cliff with the castle wall items. Also, I think I'm going to recustomize these pillars to be the brown versions. I just think that's going to blend in a bit more and look a little bit better. And because the island is covered in sand, I do feel the need to continue the sand all the way over here. Even if it's just one space, I think you're going to be able to tell the difference on the map if I don't do it, so I might as well just continue this all the way down. Okay, and then also we're going to have to build out all of this cliff and terraforming all the way over here. That also means I'm not going to be able to grow another palm tree right here because it's a little bit too close to the house, and the terraforming is going to go up to here. My only concern is that it's a little bit too close to this bridge, and the house is probably going to block the view of what's ever over here, and I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I'm just gonna have to be okay with it, honestly, because I don't know what else I'm gonna do with the houses, and I only have so much space right here to work with because this house starts where the bridge ends, and I can't really move it much more forward. Is that right? Much more forward. I don't know if that sounds right, but you guys get what I'm saying. The house pretty much has to go here, and I need space between the houses, so the other one has to go here. But I think I'm going to continue building out this terraforming, and I will be right back once I have it all complete. Alrighty, so we're back. I did finish putting in all of this terraforming over here. I also relayed down some of the wood path so you can see where the houses sit, and I actually did manage to make the houses move one tile forward. I realized that when you place houses, you are actually able to put down some custom pathing right underneath this section of the square, so it's actually going to blend quite nicely once this bridge ends because it's going to flow right into here. Or I'm going to use two different paths. I haven't really figured that part out yet. But I did grab my first house. I grabbed Zucker's house because his house is kind of in the way of my other land bridge that I want to build. So we're going to put him right here, I think. Or actually, I think I want to place him here first just so I can see what it's going to look like having this house so close to the cliff edge and so close to that bridge. Okay, with his house placed, I also grabbed a incline kit, so we're going to put the incline over here and let that come in for tomorrow, and we're going to time travel and do all the things. I may actually customize a few items before I time travel. Also, let me just imagine what this incline looks like right here. Okay, I think that looks pretty nice. I went with the stone one. I just think it's gonna blend in well with the bridge. I think I'm gonna stick with stone inclines and bridges for this island. Alright, now we need to pay Lloyd for the cost of this incline. And then I'm just gonna grab these pillars and I'm going to customize them. As I also mentioned, I need to grab another castle gate and customize that to go on the back side of this. Or should I possibly customize like a castle wall? I think I might do 2 castle walls instead, but then it would be a little bit misaligned. So I guess I'm just gonna stick with the castle gate. I need to grab that out of my storage shed. I will probably go do that and then time travel to the next day. So it is the next day, and I actually set the time to nighttime. I've just been very curious to see what this island looks like when it's set at night. Also, it is August in game, and I guess it's fireworks season, so my villagers are enjoying some sparklers. I think it is very cute that they have a pail of water out here. That's just super funny. But I'm glad they're having a good time. Yeah, this island, I am debating whether or not I do want to set it at night. I kind of like it. I kind of like this vibe a lot, but let me know what you guys think. Like, it's still bright enough out that it looks lit up and you can see everything, but I love that a lot of the illuminated items get to be illuminated. So yeah, like the storefront windows and things, I just think it looks so cool. But again, let me know what you guys think. I feel like if I do set it at night, I'm gonna have to incorporate a few more illuminated items that just glow a bit more. Also, I did put in the doors finally after time traveling, and this is what the bell tower officially looks like. It's so cool looking. I really like it, especially with the doors. And then also I put in Zucker's house, and thankfully it's not blocking the view as much as I thought it would be, which this is actually perfect. Like, you're gonna see the houses back here, which is great. The incline's gonna come up here and lead into the neighborhood, which this is probably the next thing I'm going to put in here, and I'm gonna put in the other houses and stuff. But I'm quite happy with this layout. I think the flow is really good, and here is the other incline leading down back into the town into resident services. So I just love this, and when it comes to island flow, I love trying to make areas have one way in and another way out, or I guess just 2 ways in, 2 ways out, depending on how you view it. But yeah, that just really helps with island flow. It helps eliminate a lot of dead spaces and areas where you kind of just have to turn back around in order to get to the next place. I try to create as many circles and loops around my island as possible, and I found that that really helps with my island flow. So yeah, I definitely am going to put in that second incline. Again, let me know what you guys think about this nighttime vibe on the island. And I'm going to do a bit more time traveling to put in all of these houses here, and I will come back once that is all complete, because that is going to probably take a bit of time to do. Okay, so many in-game days later, I have transferred all of the houses onto that next area, but I wanted to show you guys kind of what I've been doing in between the time traveling days. I did add in a few details here. I put in some planks and these gyroids. I just think they're so funny. Like, I don't know what they're doing around that campfire, but I just thought it was really fitting. And I needed some kind of filler for this little spot over here. It just felt a little bit too empty. We also got a sign in here. Maybe we have a wanted pirate somewhere out there on the ocean. Maybe he's caused some problems within this town, so now he's wanted. And then also, as you could see, I added in quite a few storefronts here along the sides of this deck. Oh, not my Nook Miles. Along the sides of this deck here, I also put in that simple panel for the window and then a simple panel for the door. I just think that turned out pretty cute, very simple, easily aligning the edge of those buildings. And back here, I extended the deck a little bit more, and I have an idea of how I want to build out this area over here. I'm thinking of putting in some water back here, a lot of water, and it's gonna flow into the ocean. So ocean water flows into this little port side here, and I might throw in some boxes and barrels around to kind of block off these sides. You can walk all the way past here, but there's really no reason to. It's just not gonna have that much detail because some of these buildings are blocking your view anyways. But either way, this is going to be a lookout point, and I'm really excited to work on that build. But I think I do want to continue building the neighborhood, which I think has turned out quite nicely. I love the spacing of everything. Feels pretty cozy and tucked in. We got 3 houses down here. Here I have Octavian, Agnes, and a new visitor or a new resident on the island. I actually took a break in the middle of playing on this island in between time traveling, and I brought out my other Switch, and I noticed that one of my villagers wanted to move out on my other island, and so Peggy is officially on the island that she belongs, and we got a new resident here. I actually moved in Roswell to the island. No, he's not wearing a striped shirt, but he is kind of a striped alligator, I guess. I don't know. I just thought he would fit the vibe. So I just went with Roswell. I had his amiibo card, so I decided to scan him in. So the only villager left that I plan to move out is Phoebe. Hopefully she asks to move out eventually, otherwise I might have to scan in somebody. But yeah, this is the official villager lineup. And as you can see, that is the little neighborhood that we are starting to form down there in the left-hand corner. I'm really happy with this, honestly. As I said, I had no intention of making a villager neighborhood on this island, but I actually think this filled out the space very, very well. So I'm super happy with this. Also, I did add in some of the wood plank code to this land bridge here, and I also worked on another building. This is going to be very similar to the building top that I did up there with those windows. So that's what that is going to look like. Also, speaking of Roswell, here he is. So we meet again. It's good to see you, Tasia. When you first invited me to move to this island back at the campsite, I gotta admit I was pretty skeptical, but now that I'm here, I can't imagine living anywhere else. And the best part about me moving, now you can visit me anytime you want. Space. Yes, welcome Roswell to Barbosa. I think he fits in very, very well for this island. Also, there's Zucker down there. But yes, this little transition area is coming along slowly but surely. I do think I want to put in some castle walls to line this land bridge here, but we'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. But for now, enough rambling on, I do want to start decorating this villager neighborhood. And I'm thinking of making it a very dark vibe, and I feel like I actually need some dark tiles. So far, a lot of my codes are just wooden planks, but I don't really have any dark tiles. I have this red brick code, but I don't really want this for the vibe of the neighborhood. I'm thinking I might need to download something to really fit in. Something similar to this, but just instead like filled with dark cobblestone. Alright, so we got 2 options that I want to work with. I found this one and I also found this one. Not really sure which one I'm gonna like better, so I'm just gonna lay these down and test both of them. Okay, this is definitely an interesting vibe. It does have like a little bit of a purple hue to the path, which is also kind of interesting. I think this would look really good at nighttime, but I haven't fully decided if I am going to set this DI at nighttime. Also, I did want to use some darker castle towers and medieval building sites over in this area, so I just grabbed 2 of those and just to see how it would look next to this pathing. Also, I was considering lining this area with this code underneath. I may have to stick in like a leaf pile or something just to make it blend a little bit better than it looks right now. Okay, so here is this. I don't know if I actually like the brown tiling, so maybe I also need a black tile. But I'm also curious to see what the area looks like with the cobblestone path that I had originally. That might look just as good. I might as well just stick to what I have, but also let me just see this one. I'm just a little bit indecisive. Alright, I think I'm liking this a lot better than the other one. It's fitting the vision that I had a little bit more, but I do think I still need a black tile to form the edges here, and then that will probably be perfect, exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see if I can actually fill this in a little bit. I don't think I like the sand. underneath here, so I'll probably just do this little indent right here of the path and then fill in the black tile edging like here and also here. Okay, there we go. I like that a lot better. Will it look weird though if I fill in the tile right here? It's just like kind of on its own. Again, maybe I'll throw in some kind of like leaf pile or something and hopefully that blends a little bit better. I just don't know. Maybe I'll change it back. Okay, you guys, I changed my mind again because yeah, I just realized it made a little bit more sense if this code was on the bottom level and then the other brick or cobblestone path was on the top, just because this one has like, it looks like it has dirt under it, and that just seems to make more sense on the ground level. It flows a bit more than the other one did, mainly because I did use it underneath the bell tower, and it just kind of fits the jungle vibe a bit more. And then up here, we have our little roundabout set of villager houses. I did have to download a few more codes just so it looks a little bit more natural, but I just don't have enough code space to really finish this off, like add in the border code on this side and then just, you know, around all the edges. So I'm gonna have to compromise and put in some bushes and things so you don't really notice it as much. So I wanted to put a bush on either side right here. And for the centerpiece, I want to put a coconut tree. I'll probably stunt it so it doesn't block your view back here going down the incline. But I thought it'd be really fun to put in some coconut trees around here. And speaking of, I did want to use the cliff trick one more time and put a coconut tree right here on this spot, and I think I actually might remove this tree down here because I liked it at the medium stage instead of the fully grown tree. So I'll probably steal this one, do the cliff trick, so I can have one more coconut tree on that corner because I don't know what else I'm gonna put in this awkward little space behind the house. So that might be my solution for now. Okay, so we're gonna plant the tree right here. And yeah, that looks so good right there. It really fills out the space. What does it look like from the bridge? Can you see it from here? Okay, you can. So I like that. Let me go ahead and tear down this cliff. Luckily, there's actually enough space on the other side for me to do the exact same. I just got to build out a little bit of terraforming and then I can fit in one more coconut tree. But I really like the look of this. It seems that I am out of fully grown coconut trees, so I'm probably just gonna steal one of these. Maybe this one for now, and then plant a sapling of the coconut, and I'll just have it grow out a bit after a few days of time traveling, but I do need this for now in order to finish the little neighborhood I'm working on. Okay, there is the tree put in, and with that being there, I do think I am going to call it here for today. I have been playing for quite some time, and I don't want the videos to be too long for the series, so I think I will continue building out this neighborhood in tomorrow's video, and we have a few other things to get done. I'd love to finish decorating this and then working on this back area over here with the water feature that I was talking about, and hopefully one other build. I'm hoping to get 3 different things done tomorrow. So we can progress on this island because it's day 6, we only have 14 days, so tomorrow is the halfway point, which makes me a little bit nervous. I feel like we do have half of the island done, but there is still quite a bit to go. So stay tuned for tomorrow where we will finish building out this neighborhood and decorating it, as well as a few other areas around the island. But if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider giving it a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you guys join this cozy community that we are building here. And yes, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!